welcome to my first live yoga this morning. I'm just waiting to see who joins. It's still loading up. But welcome, I'm Lucy. I'll be taking you through a really gentle flow this morning to focus on stretching up through the chest and the shoulders, the front of the body. Quite a light-hearted practice, and hopefully find a little bit of your inner smile in these tricky times. So yoga is a really good, great thing to have in your toolbox, especially in times of heightened anxiety, like we're experiencing at the moment. So we can really connect to our breath and to our body and find a little bit of mindfulness whilst moving in our practice today. Then yeah, it's all going to help to cope with this really tricky time through lockdown. I'll just wait a little bit just to see if anyone's got any comments or anything. Then let me know. Maybe give me a like or a little heart to show that you're watching and anyone's there. But then we'll make a start, and then people can join in if they're ready. So I'm trying to make this as accessible as possible to all. So if you do have a cushion or a block or a blanket handy, then that might be good for you just to have nearby if you want to sit on it, and it helps with any tightness in the hips. But we'll begin. Welcome, hello. So we're going to start in a seated position. As I said, if you are more comfortable on a block, if you really find cross-legged seated really tricky, then either a block, a cushion, blanket, whatever you have, you can perch on that, and you can find comfort there when you're ready. If cross-legged position isn't for you at all, you can come to kneeling instead, or just having the legs out in front of you. And if your back is not flattened, you can always rest on something and do as much as you can in this practice this morning. I don't want anyone to feel like they can't join in, so just do as much as you can. So when you're ready, hello, we'll find a little bit of movement before finding stillness. So maybe have a gentle sway from side to side, a gentle rock forwards and backwards. And see if you can find that center point, and eventually finding stillness and finding a comfortable seat. Giving the shoulders a roll. So as you inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, take the shoulders down and back and really feel this start to stretch out through the front of the chest and the front of the body. Oh yeah, I can't quite see the screen from here, but hello, whoever's joined. So when you're ready, if you are comfortable, close the eyes and just place the hands wherever they naturally fall. So it might be on your knees, it might be in your lap. Find a comfortable position for you. There's no real right or wrong with yoga, so whatever works best for you this morning. And if you are comfortable with your eyes closed, closing your eyes. If not, just have a soft gaze just ahead of you. And take a few moments of stillness here this morning in this seated position. So it might be the first moment that you've allowed yourself a little bit of stillness this morning. So finding your center, finding yourself really rooting down through the sit bones, growing nice and tall through the spine, through the crown of the head. And then start to focus on your breath. Notice how you're breathing. Notice if you're breathing quite shallowly. If you're nervous, then you might be breathing high up into the chest and the shoulders there. Start to feel yourself really breathing a little bit deeper into the belly. So you call it diaphragmatic breathing. You've got your diaphragms underneath the rib cage here. And if you make full use of that, then you'll really feel that belly expand. And this is a great tool to use, particularly with heightened anxiety, especially at the moment during lockdown. The breath is such a good tool to use to help to ease off any anxiety, help to calm the mind as well. So we'll take a few moments just to focus on the breath. If it helps, you can place the hands on the belly there. And as you inhale, notice the belly expand, notice the ribs expand. So everything's sort of filling up as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel everything drawing back into the center line. And take a few moments here, just focusing on your breath, your pace of your breath this morning. And see if you can start to deepen it a little. Notice if you have been breathing quite high up into the shoulders, try and relax those shoulders and really fill up the belly with the breath. Notice how you're feeling in your body this morning. Maybe you've got a particular ache or pain in the neck or the shoulders. Start to soften those areas. Notice how the mind has been feeling this morning. Maybe you've had quite a busy mind. So again, using this practice today to help to calm that mind down. And if we can really focus on the breath, then that's a really good tool to use to help to calm the mind as well. Take a few more breaths here, taking this nice deep belly breathing. And then on your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms out and up over the head. Bring the hands together in prayer pose. And as you exhale, bring the palms down towards the heart space. We'll do this a couple of times so you can really start to connect to your movement and your breath. So you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Bring them to prayer above you and exhale down. Don't worry if this pace of breath isn't working for you. Just go with whatever pace works best for you. So you're inhaling to lift up. And as you exhale, bring in the palms to rest into heart space. You can bow your head down towards your prayer. Just have a soft gaze forward there. And focus on your breath. Notice how you're feeling in your body, your breath today. And then on your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms out and up. As you exhale, start to take a twist towards your left side, placing the right hand on the left knee and the left fingertips just behind you there. Now you're finding that sense of length through the spine. So as you inhale, feel yourself really lengthening through the crown of the head, through the spine there. And now every time you're exhaling, see if you can do a little bit of a deeper twist there. Without pushing it, it might be the first time you've come into this kind of twisting movement in your spine today. So going gently and using the breath as your tool to help you to really stretch out through the chest and the spine. Again, inhale, growing tall through the spine, through the crown of the head. And exhale, twisting. On your next inhale, sweep the arms back to center, growing tall through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, take the left hand onto the right knee and we'll take a twist from here. See if you can still find that connection with your sit bones and growing even taller through the crown of the head. And connecting with your breath. If nothing else in today's practice, see if you can really connect a little more to your breath. So every time you're inhaling, feel yourself lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Find a softness in the face. Maybe you've been clenching your teeth together. If you're feeling a little bit stressed, soften the jaw here. Good. And we'll inhale, slowly come back to center. As you exhale, take the arms down behind you, interlace them together, draw the shoulders down and back. Keep lengthening through the spine, keep pushing the palms together. Growing tall there. Again, you can close the eyes here, really feel this stretch and length through the front of the body, through the spine. And then as you exhale, interlace the fingers, chin to chest, round forwards, and feel this length across the upper back here, across the shoulder blades. Good. On your next inhale, send the palms forwards and up, lifting, reaching up. And exhale to release there. So we're going to uncross the legs now and slowly make your way into a tabletop position. So if you do have any knee issues, maybe you want extra padding here, you're going to come into your tabletop position. So you want your hands under shoulders, knees under the hips. And we'll start to move a little more with the breath now. So as you inhale, take the belly towards the ground and Send the chest forwards into cow pose. As you exhale, pushing into the ground, round through the spine. Feel this space across the upper back and the shoulders into cat pose. And keep flowing here another couple of times. So inhale, belly down, chest is lifted. Try not to lift the chin too much here. Still create space across the back and the neck. And exhale, chin to chest and round through the spine. Do another couple of rounds here, just really connecting to your breath. So you're inhaling for cow pose and exhaling for cat pose. And then at the end of your next exhale, we'll sit the hips all the way back towards the heels and reach forwards with the arms. Rest the head down for a moment here. You can make a pillow with the arms instead. And if for any reason you're uncomfortable in child's pose, you can always sit on a cushion and have that support there. Good. So breathe in here and reconnect to this nice deep belly breathing that we started with. Feel yourself breathing deeply into the belly, into the backs of the ribs here. And allow the shoulders to soften, the head and the neck to soften. On your next inhale, slowly lift back up into your tabletop position. And then walking palm by palm forwards. So the hips stay high this time. We're starting to take the heart space, the chest down towards the ground. If the chin and chest don't reach, take the forehead down or support yourself with your arms into your puppy dog pose. So here we're really stretching out through the upper back and the chest here and connecting with that breath. Good. And on your next inhale, we're going to slowly come forwards onto the forearms, onto the belly to come into Sphinx pose. So you're pushing into the tops of the feet here. Imagine you're tucking that tailbone under, and that helps to lengthen the lower back. Just double check that the elbows are underneath the shoulders here, and you're nice and open through the chest. You can close your eyes here as we focus on the breath. Focus on this space that we're creating in the chest and the shoulders here. And quite often, especially at the moment, we're tending to hunch over desks and chairs. So it's really good for the spine to move the other way that it's supposed to move as well. Extending the spine. And breathe in here. Take another breath. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly come back down. We'll take the hands underneath the shoulders and then pushing the hips back towards your child's pose here again. Good. So if for any reason you don't want to do any poses in the practice today, you can always come back into child's pose or whatever works best for you here. Good. On your next inhale, we'll come back into your tabletop position. And then start to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and coming into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees to begin with, have a little pedal through the feet, and start to think about lengthening through the spine. If downward dog isn't for you today, you can come into tabletop at any time, or even kind of an extended tabletop here and work here. So yoga is for everyone, so please don't feel that you can't do anything. There's always something you can do. So find what works best for you. And you can have a little pedal of the heels. Good. Eventually finding stillness here. But if this is the first downward dog of the day for you, you might feel a little bit of tightness in the backs of the legs. Maybe keep those knees bent and keep lengthening through the spine. And coming back to that breath. So we'll take another deep breath here. Inhaling. And exhale. Good, nice. Then bend in the knees. If you are in tabletop, slowly lift those knees up, and we're going to walk to the top of the mat. And keep a bend in the knees. If you have any lower back issues at all, please keep the knees bent, and we'll slowly come into this forward fold. And have a gentle sway from side to side. A gentle nod, a shake of the head. Just releasing any of that tension from the head and the neck and the shoulders. You can take opposite elbows here or allow the arms to dangle. So again, it's finding what works best for you. And then flowing with the breath. Inhale, we're going to slide the hands up the shin bones just below the knees. Lengthen through the crown of the head and the spine here. So think about drawing the shoulder blades down and back. And as you exhale, folding down. Again, inhale, slide the hands up the shins. Lengthen through the spine. Good. And exhale to fold. Again, as much bend in the knees as you need to here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Good. We'll slowly make our way to standing. So nice deep bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Bring the palms to press together, and as you exhale, bring the thumbs to rest into heart space. And close the eyes. Take a moment to focus on that breath. Just recheck in with yourself. See how you're feeling this morning. See how that body is feeling. Maybe it's feeling a little bit better for getting some movement going on in the body. Noticing the breath. Then we'll take the hands down beside you. You can either come into hip width apart with the feet or bring the feet together there in Tadasana, your mountain pose. We'll just double check that we're nice and open through the shoulders. So inhale, lift the shoulders up. As you exhale, take them down and back. And standing nice and tall in your mountain pose. And find that gentle tuck in under of the tailbone. And as you do that, you should feel the core start to work here. So find that inner strength there, the core, pelvic floor, lower abdominals. Grow nice and tall through the spine. And on your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms out and up. Bring the palms to press together. And as you exhale, bow forwards over the legs. Again, as much bend as you need to in the knees here. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins, grow tall through the crown of the head and the spine. And exhale, place the palms down. We're going to step the right leg back and release the right knee and the right toes here. Into a low lunge. Let's double check that ankle is under the knee. We're going to inhale, lift into low lunge. Good. Nice, pushing nice and strongly through that left foot. And as you exhale, place in the right hand to the inside of the left foot and open up. So we're really starting to open up through the chest, through the thoracic spine, so your upper and mid back here. As you exhale, taking that hand back and inhale, bring it forward. So we're taking some circles here, really opening up through the shoulder joint here as well. Good, nice. Inhale. As you exhale, place in the left hand. So both hands either side of that front foot now. And we're going to start to sit back to straighten that left leg. Try and stay nice and long through the crown of the head and the spine here. If you do have a block or anything that resembles the block here, you can maybe take that and help to stay nice and upright in this. Good. Take one more breath here. So feel this lengthening into the back of that left leg. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, re-bending that left knee. Place the hands down. You can come back either straight into high plank or take that knee back there. You can go into your cobra from here or tuck the toes under to lift into high plank. Or plank on the knees. We'll inhale here. As you exhale, knees down, hips, and then belly down, all the way down. So we're going to come into a baby cobra now. So hands under the shoulders, elbows clipped in. Push through the tops of the feet and inhale, send the chest forwards into baby cobra. And try and keep the length in the back of the head and the neck here. Start to feel this really opening up into the chest and the shoulders. Breathe in. Inhale. As you exhale, place the palms down. We'll send the hips back and come back into a child's pose.
rest in the head for a moment, either in the arms or on the mat there. And coming back to that nice deep belly breathe in there. Good, nice. On your next inhale, we'll lift back into your tabletop position. Retuck the toes and then lift the tailbone to come into downward dog. Again, if this isn't for you today, you can stay in tabletop or take an extended tabletop here. Okay, we'll take 3 breaths wherever you are. Every time you're inhaling, feel yourself really lengthening through the spine. And exhale, releasing any tension. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. On your next exhale, slowly make your way to the front of the mat into Uttanasana, your forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. We'll inhale, slide the hands up the shin, lengthen through the crown of the head and the spine, and exhale to fold. Nice deep bend into the knees. We'll inhale, lifting the arms out and up. Bring the palms to press together. And exhale, thumbs rest to heart space. Again, come back to your body, your breath here. Close the eyes. Take a moment here. Reset, reconnect. Maybe even crack a little smile here and finding that inner smile. So whenever you do smile, it helps to send happy hormones through the body. And in times of quite high anxiety, just remember, even just cracking a little bit of a smile can help you feel a little better. And then we'll take the same thing on the other side. So as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up, bring the palms to press together. And exhale, folding over. We'll inhale, come back to that halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, place the palms down. Bend as much as you need to in the knees. We'll take the left leg back and release the left knee and the left toes down. Okay. From here, inhale, reach in nice and tall through the arms, lengthening the spine. Nice and strong in this front leg as well. So really feel you're pushing into the front foot there. As you exhale, take that left hand towards the inside of the right foot. Open up into this twist. Again, take some circles with the arms. So you're inhaling forwards and exhale back. Finding that connection with your breath this morning. And on your next exhale, bring in the right hand to the outside of the right foot and then start to straighten the right leg. Flexing the toes up towards you. Try and keep the spine nice and long, growing tall through the crown of the head there. Good. Breathing into this. If you're struggling to reach the ground, you can take a block or something, a thick book or whatever you can find there. Good. Nice. On your next exhale, we'll re-bend that right knee, place the hands down. Again, you can either come straight into a tabletop position from here or coming up into high plank. Maybe finding your way eventually into high plank, or you can take the knees down in plank. Good. We'll inhale here. As you exhale, knees down, bend the elbows. Take the hips down, then the chest down to come back down in a straight line. Bring the hands under the shoulders, push into the hands and start to lift your chest and your shoulders. Feel yourself pushing into the tops of the feet there. Should mainly feel this in the back muscles here. Keep the head relatively relaxed, so you don't want to be hyperextending and lifting that chin too much. Imagine you've got a tennis ball underneath the chin there. Inhale. Exhale, place the hands down. We'll send the hips back, coming back into your child's pose. Take a moment to rest here. Then coming back to your body, your breath. Taking nice deep breaths here. Fill up the belly, fill up the ribs. And then from here, we'll inhale, lifting back into tabletop. Stay in here or maybe tuck the toes under, lifting into downward facing dog. And then wherever you are, we'll slowly walk forwards and then cross over the legs. So you're taking a seat now and lengthening the legs out in front of you. And you can sit on a block or a cushion, whatever you have here. So you're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine. You can have the knees bent if this is quite tricky on the hamstring. And exhale, lead with the heart space coming into this forward fold, either with the knees bent or you can maybe start to lengthen the legs. And then you'll feel this really stretching and lengthening through the back of the body. Breathe in here. Good. One more breath. Nice. And then we'll inhale, slowly push up. Bend the knees so the feet are on the ground, and then slowly make your way down onto your back. We'll hug the knees into the chest there. Have a gentle rock from side to side, releasing any tension from the lower back there. Good. And then placing the feet down, so feet, knees and hips are all in line with each other. As you inhale, remember that tuck in under of the tailbone that we did earlier. Push through the heels, tuck the tailbone under and lift the hips to come into your bridge pose. So pushing into the heels, into the feet, into the big toes. Feel the glutes and the hamstrings switching on here, but feel this space that we're creating in the front of the body. You can stay here or maybe interlace the fingers and shuffle a little bit higher onto the shoulders. Just see how that feels without compressing into the back of the neck. And breathe in here. So enjoying this space that we've created in the front of the body and in the breath and in the mind. And then we'll slowly roll down from the top of the spine all the way down until the hips touch the ground. And then hug the knees into the chest. Have a gentle rock from side to side. And take the arms out wide and a nice big stretch through the chest and the shoulders. As you exhale, draw both knees down towards the right side. You can take a gaze over to the left thumb or keep it up towards the ceiling. Closing the eyes and take some deep breaths here. Just really allow the ribs to expand, the chest to expand. Find that softness in the face. And then we'll inhale, come back to center, bringing the knees back to center. And as you exhale, taking the knees down to the left. You can take your gaze over to the right or keeping it up towards the ceiling there. Breathe in here, feeling this length and space through the front of the body and the spine. And then we'll inhale, slowly come back to center. Lengthen the legs away from you, lengthen the arms down beside you. We'll take a few moments in Shavasana. So feel your whole body lengthen into the ground now. Closing the eyes, again connecting to the breath. Find that softness in the face and the jaw. And see if you can breathe a little deeper, a little easier here after this practice today. Know that you've created some space in the body. Opening up through the heart space, through the chest and the shoulders. And finding a sense of lightheartedness in today's practice. Then place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart space. Take a couple of breaths here. Really noticing these subtle movements that the breath creates in the body. And then on your next inhale, sweeping the arms over the head, pointing the toes away, taking a nice full body stretch here, reach in, lengthening. And as you exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest, rolling over to your right hand side. And slowly and gently using your left hand to push yourself up to a seated position where we started today's practice. And just rest the hands wherever feels comfortable for you. It may feel good to place them on the heart space there so you can really connect to the heart. And we'll take another couple of breaths here, connecting to the breath, connecting to the heart. Maybe cracking a smile here, connecting to that inner smile. And on your next inhale, sweeping the arms out and up, bringing the palms to press to prayer. And as you exhale, bringing the thumbs to rest to the heart space. Bow your head down towards your prayer. Take a moment to give yourself some thanks for spending this time today, this morning, practicing yoga. And thank you for joining me in this live yoga practice. I've no idea how many people are there. Hello, who's joined? And thank you for joining. And tell your friends, this is open to everyone. It's an incentive for Active in Redbourne, just to help to stay connected within the community. And yeah, so even if you've got friends in other countries, they're welcome to join, depending on the time difference. But thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste. Thank you. And if you do have any questions, comments, or anything, please let me know. And if there's a particular focus that you'd want in the practice, if you've got any particular injuries or anything as well, please let me know. But thank you so much for joining. And yeah, tell your friends. Thank you. Namaste. Bye.